What's up, y'all, man? It's MGSP Radio, MCXP. Sitting there chilling in the mix, man. I'm right in the middle of a Madden game, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this done while I'm doing the show. But you know how we do it, man. MCXP Radio here at night. Glad to be back. Been busy, but we're gonna keep it going like we always do. Let's get this started. Yeah. In the mix, man. What's up? How y'all doing, man? Hope everybody's doing all right. Like I said, man, I'm right in the middle of this Madden game. I wish I could sit here and show y'all what's going on. I would move my camera the way that I could, but online game for the league. We doing what we doing. Man, it's good to be here. Broken, what's good, baby?
What's up? What's up, man? What's good? All good.
Already, man. Glad that you could be here. Shout out to everybody.
Man.
Y'all know how we do it. I always have a good time when we do this show. Excuse me while I'm looking back and forth because I'm trying to make sure that I get this in the mix in the third quarter. Dude ain't cheating, but you know how Madden do. A man can cheat a brother out his draws.
All day.
All day. So, playing this guy online right now. Hold on. Let's get the come on. There we go. Good defense stance. So we going in the mix. Man, it's good to be back, man. I'm glad you guys are here chilling with us. Glad to have Broken in the mix. This is gonna be kind of crazy.
This is crazy. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. This is crazy. This fool playing the game.
Hey, man, look. You, man, Brian, you know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. Especially when we in this league right now, man. We really can't I can't quit right in the middle of it, and I had to do the show and I was trying to fit it in before the show. And
the game takes forever. The games take forever.
The guy want to take so long. I'm telling him, come on, man, let's go ahead and get this done. I got shit to do. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But
calling his plays real slow and everything.
Calling the plays real slow. He's over here pausing the game, telling me he got to go to the car right quick. Come on,
bro. Oh, no.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Hot route and everything.
Let's go. Let's run, boy.
50 audibles.
All this crap. It's getting me sick, man. But y'all know we always have a good show. Brian, I'm glad that you're here, man, because I got some interesting stuff, man. I want to talk to you about.
All right.
I always need your expertise in the good stuff, man. But y'all know how we do it, man. Man, you the man, bro. You the man, bro. I can't do the show without you, man.
Don't put that on me.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky.
Don't you put that on me.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky. Don't you do it. Good stuff, man. Always good stuff. Y'all know how we do it, man. A Reed's 3 points. Let's get it. Man, so first, before I get into it, man, shout out to Big Game, man. Big Game reached out to me, and he was asking me, man, he was like, yo, is the show done? I was like, nah, bro. The show ain't never done, bro. Just life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? And shout out.
Life happens.
Yeah, man. So, shout out to my sister-in-law, man. She had a hysterectomy. And she's kind of been going through it right now. So, my wife has been going back and forth trying to make sure that she's good. So, with that being in respect, I got to hold it down and been watching the kids like crazy, having to hold both of them, man, hold both of them down, pick them up at mom and daddy's house, all of that good stuff. But, it's the things that you got to do in life, man. The things that you got to do in life, man, to make stuff successful. So I'm not mad at it at one bit. not one bit. So hopefully everything is good, man. Want to get into it, man. Our first thing I want to talk about. I know everybody is looking at it. Everybody is watching. I just watched the first game. Definitely NCAA Final Four. We just saw Florida
Auburn,
beat Auburn, and
Auburn,
I was
Florida,
pulling. I
Florida
was
beat
pulling
Auburn.
for Florida. I mean, I was pulling for Auburn. I'm not a big Florida guy. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and put that up right there. Hold on. It's
Oh,
gonna be kind of a
you was pulling for Auburn, huh?
yeah. I was pulling for Auburn, man. I ain't
Well,
gonna lie.
Alabama.
Is it in Alabama?
Yeah.
For real? I didn't know that.
You never knew
I'm just
Auburn was in Alabama. Yeah, you never knew Auburn was
like,
in
I mean, like
Alabama.
not off the top of my head, bro. Not off the top of my head. Because
That's
even
wild.
my wife had asked me about that earlier. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
I didn't know that like right off the top. But um, I'm just not
yeah.
a Florida guy. I've never been like a real like Florida Gator guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Or
haven't like
any or any Florida teams like you mess
Florida
with any
State,
Florida State,
Miami. I've
Miami.
liked both of those guys. Yeah, I've liked both of them in the past for sure.
Never
But
like
it was just something about Florida. Something about
never
Florida I
did
didn't like.
never did
And
Florida.
maybe it was cause like in high
Maybe
school, like
maybe maybe
that was our
maybe it's
colors.
maybe it's generational trauma because Gators used to eat black people. They used to feed black people to alligators.
Wow. I wasn't
In
even
Florida.
thinking that. I wasn't even going in that direction. You
Hey, that's
know,
not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing at that because that's not even funny. But that
you
is.
said it.
I mean, that's a history of Florida, dog. Like,
You
unfortunately,
said it.
there's some racists and yeah.
You
I
really
mean,
said that.
you look up the history, dude. Hey, the history of the KKK in
Uh,
Florida, man. I mean, it's sad. Like, just it might be some generational trauma right there. That's why niggas don't like the Florida
Either
Gators,
way, I'm not a
cause
Gators
they
fan.
cause they was feeding niggas two gators.
Oh man, I hope they was dead when they was feeding them because
Uh,
I would
uh,
hate to get eaten alive by a gator.
I doubt if they were all. I kind of doubt if they were all dead, my brother.
They
Unfortunately.
just throwing them in the river, huh?
Oh man,
J-
shit.
Just just getting ate up for no damn reason. Well, either way, man, we just saw our Florida beat Auburn. So the game that's going on right now is Duke and Houston, and of course I got to go for the H. I don't know what the score is right now. Brian, can you enlighten me with that?
Yes, sir. It's halftime right now. Duke is up 34-28. It's been a defensive
Oh,
game. That's obviously a low score in 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, they've only scored 34 and 28 in the first half. Duke is up by 6. I'm going for Houston as well. I've never really liked Duke. The only thing I've ever liked about Duke, kinda, is Coach K. I mean, Coach K is a real.
yeah,
He was a real coach. So I had respect for Coach K, and of course,
I give you that. I give you that for sure.
when it comes to Duke, I like Grant Hill. But other than that, well, no,
Okay.
yeah, Grant Hill was on Duke, right? Not North Carolina.
Yeah,
Yeah, Grant Hill
yeah,
was on
yeah,
Duke,
yeah, yeah,
right? Right.
yeah.
Grant Hill. So other than that, I never really fucked with Duke like at all. Like I kind of always usually would root against Duke, and I'm kind of gonna root against Duke. So, and there's another thing about to go
What?
back to white supremacy.
Oh, here we go. What did Duke do in white supremacy, bro?
Well, two of the like most biggest white supremacists ever graduated from fucking Duke. They actually went to
Really?
Duke at the same time. Richard Spencer. I don't know if anybody knows him. He's a lightweight, famous kind of white supremacist, neo-Nazi type guy, and uh, and Stephen Miller. He's a big consultant. He's always been big in Trump's administrations.
Hmm.
So Stephen Miller, big anti-immigrant guy. That's been his thing mostly. His policy is largely been centered around anti-immigration. This
Pick
Stephen
six.
Miller, this Stephen Miller guy. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
But they both went to Duke at the same time. I want to say they were in the same like conservative organization also at Duke. So
Really?
Duke kind of has a
So
they kind of got a history with
of racism, of
I'm
racism,
not saying the
white
whole
supremacy,
school. It's guys going there.
KKKs.
Yeah.
And that's wild because y'all, do you know that like when I was like I was very good like grade wise in high school. I just like I just messed up in college because I was just doing stuff that I didn't need to do in college. But in high
Same here.
school,
Same here.
I was literally like I didn't necessarily like I had interest from Duke. Like if
Okay.
I had like actually applied, I had interest from like Duke, Miami, and stuff like academic wise. Like if I had actually applied, it was more than likely I was going to be able to be accepted. But I didn't want to go all the way out there. Ain't Duke in like is Duke in like
Dude,
where's Duke at? Like North Carolina or something like that?
it is in North Carolina. Yeah, it's in North Carolina. It's apparently
Yeah.
I don't think it's that far from Chapel Hill, from where actual University of North Carolina. I don't think they're that far from each other.
Yeah, because that's a battle. Like that's a rivalry.
Well,
Duke
yeah,
and North
that's fair.
Carolina's are like an actual rivalry.
They're each other's biggest rivals. Yeah, they definitely
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that would make sense then. That would make sense.
they're each other's biggest rivals. It's like UCLA, USC,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, when it comes to colleges, shit, man, if I had anything to change over, I could have went to Syracuse. I didn't want to go all the way. I didn't want to go all the way to New York. And when people told me it snowed there, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. But I also could have went to Morehouse, and I should have went. I should have went ahead and
Oh
I should have
man,
went. To,
all
I should
black.
have went to Morehouse.
Oh, that would have been dope. That would have been dope. You think you would have joined any frat?
Probably not, because I was broke. So
Nothing.
No, well, you gotta pay to get in.
I mean, yeah, you know
gotta
what I'm saying,
pay.
but
You gotta pay the pledge. I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have tried to join, because like probably mainly because of that reason. Maybe I probably would have wanted to, kind of. If I would have pledged anything, it would have been Alpha Phi Alpha for whatever reason.
Okay.
Alpha Phi Alpha was the one that I was looking at. You know what I'm saying? If I would have, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, because from what I've learned after getting out of college about some of their practices and traditions and some of these frats, yeah, I wouldn't have been cool with that shit. So
I think it's different for every chapter.
It's different different for every school, different for every school, every chapter. I feel that. Yeah. I feel that, but some shit stays the same. The thing that's good about it, because some people have really strong opinions on fraternities, very strong opinions on fraternities. Facts. Like they either 100% in. The people that are against are usually 100% vehemently against them guys. Like they really go hard. The one thing I don't try to go too hard on either side. Like I said, I don't like some of the shit that I've learned afterwards. We ain't even gotta talk about it. But one of the things that I think would be good about it is simply the networking. You know what I'm saying? Like having a network of people, having a network of associates or whatever that you can pull on in terms of having contacts of recent graduates, and even people that have already graduated. You have a huge pool of kind of resource if you work it. You got to everything.
Yeah,
is about,
I got a partner. Yeah, I got a partner that actually one of my good friends in college actually crossed over Alpha Phi Alpha, and that was probably one of the main reasons that he did that. Was just for those connections and things like that, and you know what I'm saying. And it does help. I can say that does help. Now I'm kind of there with you. as far as those rituals and things and all the craziness and whatnot. I did for a small bit, but I mean, I was already graduating at the time. I was kind of messing around with the Kappas, but I really didn't care for the Kappas at my school.
Okay.
If anything, I think it was around my sophomore year. I was more leaning towards Sigma. Yeah,
Okay.
because I was pretty cool with a lot of those guys. I was pretty cool with a lot of them. But my issue was, man, just my grades, man. I just wouldn't get my grades up, and I'm sure money was. I could have got the money, but I just really I played around too much, man. I played around too much. So, but I digress in that point, man. We're talking about the Final Four,
We're talking about the Final
talking about
Four.
college. Um,
And
I
now,
think
so the dilemma is if we get the two anti-Negro schools in the finals, who we going for?
wow, wow, wow.
I
Y'all
know
gotta love it. MCSP Radio, man. You gotta
there's
love it.
some Duke alums and Florida alums out there that's gonna hate this podcast. there is
Oh
some
my gosh, bro.
there's some Negroes who've graduated from them two colleges.
I need Houston to win, but
from
but
those
but
two from those two universities, yeah. But I need Houston to win it all now, yeah. Word.
I think it's already kind of set in stone though, because then they Cooper Flag already got like the player of the year like on the men's side. So
Oh, here we go. So it's rigged. It's set in stone. Duke has to win. Hey, the funny thing about you saying that though is that they did have a couple bullshit calls already in this game that went for Duke. I swear to God, bro, Duke. Uh,
I digress
uh,
my point.
just before it went to half, dude knocked the ball out of Houston's hands, and they're like, "Oh, Duke ball," and I'm sitting there, we looking at the replay, literally, like, bro, Duke knocked the ball out of bounds, and Duke scores on the next play, and they go up by 6. So,
I digress my point. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, they gave Juju the female side, and she got hurt.
yeah, and then UCLA got smashed by Connecticut.
Oh, oh, that's an understatement. Nigga. That's an understatement.
Yeah, Connecticut
What?
smashed them.
I mean,
Hey, Paige be cooking. I like Paige though. I've always liked UConn. I've always liked UConn. I've always liked their coach, Gino. I've always
God.
like almost all the players that came out of there. I liked. You know what I'm saying? So I like Paige. She be cooking. She got game. She's tough.
Paige is nice. Paige is nice. Paige is nice. She's gonna be good for the WNBA.
Oh, for
She's
sure.
gonna be real good for the WNBA.
She's gonna cook. I want
Yeah.
to see. I want to see where she goes. That's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see her face off against Clark. I want to see her face off against Chicago and them girls. Um, I want to see her face off against the MVP. What's her name? The MVP. What's her name? That it's sad I don't know her name, dog, and she's a damn MVP of the WNBA. But she be cooking though. That's my apologies that I can't think of her name right now. For real, that's low key disrespectful, but it is what it is. She be cooking though. Shout out to you,
Mm.
whoever you are, whatever your name is.
Who was the MVP? That's a good question.
She be cooking too. Like she's good. She's really good.
I might have just got robbed of this game.
If somebody out there say her name, I don't know if you're checking the comments, but somebody out there probably know. Who's out there? Grandizer?
How? I don't understand how y'all right there and can't jump up for the pick. You can't
Check
jump
the
up for the pick.
check the comments, bro. Check the comments.
I don't have any kind. I don't have anything right now.
But yeah, so yeah, with this game right now, second half is starting up right now. Look like Duke is still in control. What's the score on it? Wait, did the
Oh
second
my.
half even start yet? Oh no, the second half is about to start. Second half is about yeah, the second half is about to start. Second half haven't started yet. So Duke up 34-28. I mean, it's only 6 points. Houston's still in the game.
Yeah,
Duke is controlling the paint.
yeah. But Duke
Houston
is
got
hot, man. Duke is hot. Them everybody on that damn team can fucking make a bucket.
not necessarily. I mean, to me, they got
I
flat.
mean, I'm just saying
They
throughout
got
the.
they got Flag and Knipple, and then to me, that's kind of it. Their main thing is defense. And I mean, you know,
Mm,
they got ball rotation and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But Duke don't have a whole lot of scoring, in my opinion. I don't really respect their scoring ability, to tell you the truth.
oh Lord.
I think this year kind of been bad in terms of scoring in college basketball. That's just my opinion. I mean, you know, you got some guys that got some individual skill. Even with Florida, they got that main guy, what's his name, Junior or whatever. He's pretty good. But then everybody else on that team, like they rely on him to do a lot of the scoring. Like if he's not scoring, then that team be having issues offensively. And they still won. Auburn got there on their defense mostly. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of tall guys, long, athletic. So this this tournament is, to me, it's a run of a lot of defensive teams. Not a whole lot of great offense, in my opinion, in this tournament. From what I've seen, I mean, that's just from what I've seen. It's not like I watch college basketball a lot. I definitely keep up with college football more than college
Well, yeah,
basketball.
yeah, I'll give you that. But it's something about Final Four, bro. It's something about Final Four. And this March Madness. I mean, you see the kids, you see these guys play 10 times harder than you would see NBA guys play. I mean, this is like the one time you see some guys like really like playing for something, bro. Like really, really playing for something. You know what I'm saying? They putting it all out there on the line. So I need Houston to do it, man. Just break the brackets, man. Break the brackets.
Well, I mean, it's not like
Oh,
they will
you
be.
did.
I mean, they would be breaking a lot of brackets. I'll tell you that, but it's not like. I mean, they are number one seed. It wouldn't be, but beating Duke would break a lot of brackets for sure.
Bro, anybody who uses this old fake hut crap,
Oh, trying to draw you off sides.
man, y'all use a buster. Man, they finna cheat me out this motherfucking game, bro. Oh, I
the
wasn't even
fake
trying to say no words.
fake snap, huh?
Why they trying to cheat me out this, dog? 22 seconds left and I'm up three. And he on my five, man.
22 seconds left.
Second and goal. Come on, man. Y'all ain't gotta cheat me to beat me, bro. Oh my God, y'all couldn't get him. Y'all couldn't get him.
He scored.
Lamar Jackson. I can't. I'm done with this stuff, bro. I'm done with this stuff.
Lamar.
I'm done with this, man. I'm done with this. I'm done with this, bro.
Why, bro? Like, dude,
I digress, y'all.
you be distracted when you're playing. Like, so you're trying to pod and play at the same time. I don't think you
No,
should be.
bro, it would have. No,
I don't think you should be that hard on yourself about that. Like, you gotta be you gotta be locked
no,
in.
bro.
You gotta be locked in, man, when you playing these games.
I'm done with this crap, bro.
You gonna lose by 4 and be like, I'm done. At least you didn't get blew out.
Oh man, it's just. Mm.
Hey, you know you gotta watch the QB run, dog. Like,
I don't care about this crap no more, man.
you definitely gotta watch the QB run. With Lamar at the goal line, you know you gotta watch that. Should have knew that.
No, I'm done with this crap. Shit, the goddamn lost this game in no way. That'd be cheating, dog. Golly, boy. Lost to this motherfucker by 4. I'm tired of this shit. I ain't doing this shit no more, bro. Don't ask me to do no more leagues, bro. Ask me to do no more leagues. I'm tired of this crap. Either way, man, we going to the next point because we spent too much time on this, man. NCAA Radar. So I just got finished playing this little league game, man. They cheated me out the freaking whatever, man. I'm done. Next point. Next point. Let's get into it, yo. So, Brian, you real into that political stuff and all that other stuff, man. I need you to explain to me and to the whole world what's up
Wow.
with President Trump's tariffs.
Here we go.
Like, like, you know what I'm saying? And if nobody knows what a tariff is, you know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. So we can watch this, you know what I'm saying? So we can look at this. Hold on, let me get the orange man off the camera. Uh yeah. So what are tariffs? You just want to know. These are how tariffs work. Okay. Tariffs are taxes that are charged on goods imported from other countries. Percentage of the product's value, yada yada yada. But they say Trump is using these tariffs, to boost the economy of the United States, and we're gonna provide more jobs, you know, and make sure that that the blacks are good. Um, we're
The
gonna
bl-
take it.
the
We're gonna
blacks.
make sure that the blacks have their jobs, and we're gonna keep the illegal immigrants out, keep our jobs in. That's what we do. Anyways, man, I need you to explain it to me. Explain this tariffs crap, and if it is that beneficial to the country, in your opinion. I'm not gonna. Well, you do your thing.
Well,
Go ahead.
I've been thinking about this, and I'm not totally decided on it yet. My first thought is that I don't necessarily like it. I don't think that they're gonna do what Trump intends for them to do, or necessarily claim they're gonna do. It depends on how long he plans on keeping the tariffs, or whether he's able to use these tariffs to negotiate other deals. So whether these tariffs are a short term thing, the tariffs definitely won't be a long term thing, because once he's out of office, they'll probably get reversed by whoever the next president is, whether that's a Republican or a Democrat. Uh, One thing about it is that uh, America has kind of been losing in terms of international trade for the past 60 years. So if you're going to try something different, these tariffs is something different to try something different. Um, Another thing about the tariffs is that So first of all, let's talk about like who's for the tariffs and who's against the tariffs. Like a lot of people think all Republicans are for the tariffs, all libertarians are for the tariffs. That's not necessarily true. There's a few Republicans that are against the tariffs that don't like the
Mm-hmm.
idea of the tariffs. Thomas Sowell came out. He's a prominent black conservative. He was against the tariffs. He don't think the tariffs are a good idea. You got a lot of uh, libertarians that are vocal against the tariffs, saying they don't necessarily like them. They think the tariffs are a tax on American consumers. So another tax on Americans, because what happens when foreign companies have to, when you have to pay more money, pay tax. Tariffs is basically a tax on a product, and you have to pay more money to import the product. You're going to pass the cost down for your extra cost down to the consumer. If a product is too expensive to buy, then consumers buy less of said product.
Okay.
Consumers are buying less of that said product, then companies are making less money, less profit. Companies are making less profit, then the stock market is going to go down. So that's what a lot of prominent people are saying, is that people are holding, investors are holding on to their money because they don't want to pump money into unprofitable ventures, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had a lot of people pull money out of the stock market. Now we also know that once a lot of money is pulled out of the stock market and stocks go cheaper, then people is gonna buy low. So when the stock market is low is one of the best times for opportunity to make money, right? But you have to have money. That's the thing. You already have to have money when the stock market is low. You can't try to make money when the stock market is low. You have to have money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you make money. You make money obviously when the economy is great. Everybody's pulling in profits or whatever, and you have to be storing those profits away. You have to be saving money. You have to be taking money off the top. You can't wait until the economy is super bad in order to. You can't invest unless you have a savings already. If your savings is getting depleted while the stock market is bad, then that's, you're fucked, right? Like it's hard to invest when you're just trying to live day to day. So
Facts. Facts.
there's opportunities in this. There's obviously negatives for most normal people who don't have a lot of savings, can't invest in the market right now. Then it's hurting. In terms of, let's go back to like whether I think it's a good or bad thing. One of the reasons why I said I'm undecided on it is because when I look at when I look at what other countries, because they act like America is doing this, Trump is doing this right now, and no other country, like we being unfair to other countries. So we being unfair to China, we being unfair to Canada, we're backstabbing our allies, our so-called allies. We're causing trade wars around the world. Well, one thing I was looking into is like what other countries, like what kind of tariffs do they have on our goods? So apparently, these other countries like Canada, UK, they've been having tariffs on our goods forever.
Mm.
So a lot of our goods that go into Canada have 250%, 300% tariffs on it to get in it. So if 39% in the UK on certain goods, tariffs, 35, 30, 39, 40% basically percent tariffs on goods going into the UK. China charging us 200%, 150, between 150, 250, 300% tariffs on certain goods going into China. So if these other countries are allowed to tariff us, when we do it back to them, now it's a problem, right? Like that's my only thing.
And
Like,
this, I mean, and are these tariffs? This tariff thing is it's kind of like the trade and barter system in a way.
uh, well, not a barter system. I mean, a barter system is basically uh, when you trade goods or items, right?
Okay,
But I mean, the tariffs is
well, just basically a tax on.
it's basically a tax, yeah, on your goods. So if, for instance, a car, Japan has a Toyota or something like that. This truck, have you seen this Toyota truck that Toyota makes? They sell it for like I think it's like $15,000. It's like a super basic ass fucking pickup truck, super basic.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be sold in the United States. But even if that car could be sold in the United States, they would not charge $15,000 for that vehicle in the United States. The U.S. would put a tariff on that vehicle, right? And that vehicle, so the price of that vehicle, China, instead of selling it for $15,000 USD, that vehicle will be sold for 45, 50, $60,000. That's what a tariff does. Also, so the U.S. is putting tariffs on all products made with even with Chinese components. So if your product is built in Japan, what product is built in Japan with Chinese components?
Damn if I know. I thought they damn probably shit work hand in hand. Everything I see is always saying made in China.
So have you heard about any delays recently with any products that are supposed to come out?
I haven't.
I'll just go ahead and tell you the Switch 2 is getting delayed.
Really?
The reason why the Switch 2 is getting delayed is because even though it's manufactured in Japan, it's manufactured with Chinese products, with Chinese components, like maybe chips and transistors or wires or whatever. So that product is going to get tariffed to bring in. So China is delaying. Japan, Nintendo is delaying the release. They delayed pre-orders on it, and they're gonna have to delay the release because the Switch 2 might end up being $200-$300 more than what they plan on selling it for.
Wow.
So this is the real life consequences of what the tariffs are doing. Like, it's literally delaying products. You know what I'm saying? Products will be delayed entry, either because they trying to outweigh the tariff action, or they have to wait until Japan and the U.S. make some kind of agreement that either exempts their specific product, because we can only like China can say we're gonna tariff specifically cotton balls from the United States. Just cotton. That's it. That's the only item we're gonna tariff. So Tennessee whiskey will not have a tariff. So Tennessee whiskey can come
That's my
over
song too.
tax duty free. You see what I'm saying? So the Japanese government and the U.S. government can literally come to a deal and say, okay, even though we're putting a 50% tariff on vehicles manufactured in Japan, we're only going to tariff the Nintendo Switch 10% or 15%.
It's just wild to me that these countries can do this back and forth, and it's almost like they really don't care about their society or the people, how it's gonna affect the common folk. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you seeing people going crazy over eggs and stuff like that. You know, the price of those raising up, and I mean, it's almost like people are looking at stuff like it's almost the Y2K shit that we had years ago. You know,
Well, I
when people
mean,
thought that.
when you're making deals like that, I mean, I guess you would always feel like, okay, they don't care about us. But I mean, how else are you gonna do international trade? Uh, how else do you do it? Like if I want to sell my products in China, and China is saying in order for you to sell your products in China, you gotta pay us a 300% tax, a 200% tax on your product.
Yeah.
Like, then what is the U.S. government supposed to do? Just take that? Like, just say, okay, yeah, we're gonna. So that means we have to sell our product for way more. What if they sell that same thing in China for way cheaper? Like,
Yeah.
you can never sell your product there, right? Like, you would
Yeah.
never be able to sell there.
It's crazy, man.
So if the
It's
US
crazy.
has if the US has been so if the US has been on the wrong end on a lot of these trade deals like for years, like why do you think China's economy is like so much better? Is because you can buy a dustpan from Amazon for $2. You know what I'm saying? And like you say,
Mhm.
everything is fucking made over there.
In China already.
Right.
So
So
it's almost like it's taking the tax away off top.
well, I mean, well, we don't manufacture. So the idea, right? The idea, right? This is the idea. This is what Trump claims is going to happen, or what he's trying to do, right? So the idea is to say we're gonna put tariffs on all these products. We're gonna bring manufacturing back to the U.S. because, right? If it's too expensive for us to purchase items from China now because of these tariffs, that means we have to make them here ourselves. So we're trying to force these companies that have turned into international behemoths, Amazon, Apple, uh, Microsoft,
Hmm.
all these computer manufacturing
All
companies,
these big wigs. Yeah.
so all these big wig companies, Nike, which manufactures all of its shoes almost overseas, right? Like, so they make all the shoes in Asia, in somewhere in Asia, right, with cheaper labor. So if the product is too expensive, then okay, we're trying to force them to make it here in America. So we're gonna open a shoe factory in Alabama and Mississippi and Oregon and somewhere in Texas. We're gonna hire employees to make the shoes, to make the Nikes here, to make all these products here. The issue with that is that you can't just start manufacturing shit overnight.
That
So
part. That part.
you can't build a warehouse, you can't build a manufacturing warehouse and train millions of employees overnight to just how do you ramp up production that fast?
And then what are you gonna pay them?
And then what are you gonna pay them? Because you can't pay them as cheap as you could. So
Yeah, buddy.
the problem has always been kind of this globalism kind of thing that we allowed the companies to get away with for 40 years. So even if there's good intentions behind what Trump is doing, like it's a hard sell and it's a hard plan to come to fruition with a man that's only going to be there 4 years. How many of these company guys or how many people are actually going to want to stick to this plan once he's gone? They're going to be like, okay, like it's going to take us 15 years. It's going to take a decade to even try to see this plan through. Is the next president going to try to stick to the plan or no?
Yeah, that makes
Or
sense.
are they
You
going to
right. You right.
are they going to just say let's just go back to the status quo? Like another thing is, right? Another thing is, right? This is I heard this explained this way. The deal that America made with the world. The deal that America made with the world after World War II was this, right?
Enlighten me.
we basically made a deal with the rest of the world after 1913, the invention of the Federal Reserve Bank, and with the invention of fractional reserve banking. And after World War II, the U.S. dollar basically became the world's reserve currency. So the world's reserve currency is working off the U.S. dollar. The Federal Reserve Bank is able to print money whenever they want to. They just add zeros. They just move a decimal, add zeros and ones, and now we have new money printed into the system. America makes all the money, right? And
Okay.
then we allow all these governments around the world to leech off of us and charge us 300, 200% tariffs on everything while we just print more money in order to pay for it. And then we go into debt. That's the deal. That's the devil's bargain that the US basically made. So we became the world police. That's why our military is all over the world. That's why we have more bases, more military bases than any
Okay.
other country. That's
Okay.
why we have a bigger military than like the next 20 countries. We spend more money militarily. We put the most money into NATO. That's why these European countries are always begging us to save them from Russia. That's why we send billions to Ukraine. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's one of the reasons why we help protect Israel so bad. You see what I'm saying? Is because
They pimping us out, man.
all these countries are using the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. That's the thing. So when a country threatens to stop using the U.S. dollar, what do? We invade them.
Hmm.
So we invade them. We depose their governments. We assassinate their presidents and their leaders, or we send in a proxy. We do a proxy war. We create a shadow government. We create civil wars in countries to destabilize their country. Once we put who we want in power, then they're back to using the U.S. dollar again, or
You
they're
make it sound
or
so horrible, bro.
or they're giving us the oil again. I mean, the U.S. is not. I
Uh,
mean, we're not. The United States is not.
crooks.
The United States is not. We're not really the good guy.
We
That,
not the
but
good
see,
guys, bro. We're
but
not
this
the
this is
good
our
guys.
this is our government. Like it's like that one meme where that
Yo.
it's like that one meme where that Nazi is like, "Are we the baddie? Are we the baddies?" Yeah, we kind of
Bro.
the U.S. We kind of not the good guys.
Oh
So the
man, that is
problem,
crazy.
so one of the problems, the way the guy was explaining it, and I explained it right now to the best of my ability, but basically the issue is the Federal Reserve Bank. As long as the Federal Reserve Bank and fractional banking is in order, and we're able to print money out of
Yeah.
nowhere and still go into debt, and still just able to print more money, as long as the rest of the world is using the U.S. dollar as a reserve currency, then that's the problem. So the tariffs and all this shit probably won't necessarily change anything. Like, because if the tariff is it's not going to help the American people per se, because if the
Mm.
if we you should only be able to institute one thing. Either you have massive tariffs on all these products, and then you get rid of the sales tax or the income tax, right?
Yeah.
So if the US government got rid of the income tax to where we were paying no income tax, and we keep more of our money up front, we keep all of our money basically up front, and we only pay sales taxes,
Okay.
and the tariff the tariff money is instituted into the price of the products that we buy.
Mm.
Then that's one way it might possibly work, right? Because now we're not paying double tax on everything. So as it
Oh,
is
man.
right now, we are highly overtaxed. Inflation is a silent tax. Inflation is a tax in itself,
Yeah. Yeah.
because when products inflate, more money comes out of our pockets, but we not making more in income.
Yeah.
So income rates and salaries, incomes, minimum wages, just general wages in general, and salaries do not keep up with inflation. They have not kept up with inflation since the late 60s, since we went off the gold standard. And that's another thing. That's another thing we can bring into this, is the fact that we went off the gold standard. We've been taken off the gold standard since the 1960s. And the US dollar is not backed by gold, it's backed by oil, right? And that's the reason why that's another reason for wars. It's the reason why we went into Iraq. It's the reason why we have problems in Syria, is because we want to build a pipeline uh through the Syrian area, right? It's the reason why we attack Russia's pipelines, their natural gas lines. It's the reason why we blew one up, and we tried to act like it wasn't us, but everybody know it was us that did it. That
We are not the good guys.
we blew Russia's natural gas line up. It's the
Oh my
reason.
gosh,
It's the
bro.
reason why they. It's the
Horrible.
reason why. It's the reason why they wanted to build an oil pipeline from Canada all the way to Mexico. And the environmentalists, of course, the environmentalists hate it. They want to stop it, right? They
Yeah.
don't. They don't. They don't like fracking. They don't like any of that stuff, right? So they want to end fracking. So what the US has been trying to do is talk out of both sides of their mouths for the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years. We've been trying to have our cake and eat it too. So
Man.
we need oil. We need oil. We try to bully the Middle Eastern countries that's willingly producing the oil. They do fracking. They pull out oil out of the water, out of the ground. They pull out oil from wherever. We have oil here in the US, but we don't want to drill for it because we claim it's destroying the environment. So we have oil here that we can produce on our own, but we're not drilling for it, right? So then we're stuck with dealing with OPEC. The I forgot the name. It's the Petroleum Economic Commission. Organizations of it's OPEC is basically a group of countries that help control the price of oil.
Mm.
So it's the major oil producing countries in the Middle East: Saudi Arabia, uh, Qatar, Kuwait, probably UAE is involved with that shit. I don't know if Venezuela is in it. They might have been in it at one point because
Okay. Okay.
Venezuela is a big oil producer. So so that's another thing. Money is not backed by gold. The money is printed out of thin air.
We just doing everything.
Federal Reserve Bank fractional banking. Tariff, either you're going to have a tariff and an income tax, but you can't have both. You can have an income tax but don't have the tariffs. You can have the tariff but don't have the income tax. We made a devil's bargain to be the world police in order for everybody to use the US. That's why BRICS. I don't know if you ever heard of BRICS. That's why BRICS is such a huge threat to the United States, because BRICS is an economic coalition. Russia and China probably trying to put together, right? And African countries been looking at involvement and getting into BRICS and everything like that. And what they want to do is create a
Anti-America.
yes, like an equivalent to the U.S. dollar, right? And if they come to an economic agreement to stop using the US dollar as the reserve currency, then that's an act of war. It's going to be a literal act of war, right?
Wow. Wow.
So the US literally low key has to go to war over that, countries gonna have to choose sides, whether they're gonna go with the BRICS countries, or they're gonna go with the U.S. and the West, which basically would be Europe, the United States,
We gonna come
Australia,
overnight. We
Europe, United States, Australia.
we about to come overnight and kill your leaders. That's what we gonna do.
So the
We
tariffs,
gonna we gonna lie on the news and say that it's for something else, and we just go,
it's a complicated thing. Everything I just stated is involved with that shit. All of that shit is tied into it some kind of way. So
Right.
it's not necessarily as easy an answer as people will try to make it out to seem. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily as easy an answer. Of course, all the Trump heads are gonna say the tariffs are good. We need to be doing this because America has been getting dicked over by these other countries forever. They need to pay their fair share. Of course, they overtax our goods, but they don't want us to tax their goods. The people who are against Trump, of course, are going to say, "Hey, the tariffs are completely bad. We're ruining our relationships with the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting a trade. We're starting unnecessary trade wars everywhere, and we're ruining the economy. And it's only going to hurt the U.S. people."
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. You can't ever come to an agreement on these type of things, man. Shoot, all I'm worried about is just the prices, man. Prices of everyday goods and services. Shit. I just want to make sure I can still live. So
So I mean, do you go along to get along, or do you try to, are you willing to risk? Are you willing to risk a few years of insecurity to make generational changes?
shit, you ain't got no choice.
So that's basically what Trump is. That's basically kind of the gist of Trump's plan, right? It's you're risking years of insecurity by trying something different, and possibly coming out on the other end stronger after making like generational changes.
Mm. We'll see how it works, man. We'll see how it
Do
works.
you trust the man to get it done? Do you think he's smart enough to get that
No,
done? Do you think he's right?
fuck no, I don't trust Trump. Never
Okay.
did.
Okay. Well.
But what can I say? I ain't in the freaking government. I ain't in there. So he gonna
Well,
do
yeah.
whatever the hell he feels. So
Yeah.
and we just gonna have to deal with the consequences. That means gas is going up, prices and stuff, food is going up. Hell, I gotta eat. So it is what it is. So dang. But I appreciate you for that enlightenment, man, and dropping that
Uh,
knowledge because I know you know it, man. I know you know it.
I try, man. I break it down as best as I can. I might have missed some things in there. I might have got some things wrong. You know what I'm saying? Smarter people than me can definitely correct me on anything I said wrong there. But
But you
that's
got it, man. You know how to do it, man.
that's the general explanation that I'm able to give at the point. That's, like I said, my mind ain't totally made up on them. I would tend to be against them at this point, but I'm kind of in a wait and see mode. I don't know if he has some kind of cat in the hat. He got some other tricks in his bags somewhere that he's gonna pull out, or if, or
It's
I kind of tend to think.
it's Trump.
That is Trump. See, this is
Anything
what
is
I think.
possible.
This is what I think with Trump. This is kind of what I tend to think, or this would be my best hope. I guess I could say, right, is that this is mostly a negotiating tactic,
Okay.
and that he will bend if these countries come to the table and make deals. So I think he's a hard talker. He's always a big talker, but he's willing to shift on some things. That's like with the whole TikTok thing, right? I mean, TikTok is supposed to go dark soon, right? Is it this week or next week? TikTok is supposed to go dark again soon because
I don't even know.
the date for TikTok is coming up again. But Trump extended it. Remember,
Yeah.
Trump was like, "That shit is going, it's
Yeah.
going,"
Yeah, and they got extended.
and
Yeah, I saw that.
at the last minute, he extended it. So it
Mm.
shows Trump is willing to make that shows Trump is still willing to negotiate. Like he's still willing to make deals in the long run.
Mm. We shall see, sir. We shall see. I personally don't have any faith in the man, but hey, it is what it is. 4 more years. Let's just see how it
I mean,
runs, man.
I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I'm just saying I believe the man can be reasoned with.
Anybody can be reasoned with. I just don't know if he's really gonna do it. But we just have to sit back and wait and see. But it's all good, man. Let's move to the third point as we getting close to an hour. Should we already had an hour at this? But I put up hand signs. Now, what I was talking about hand signs. I'm talking about the hand celebrations that these guys have and whatnot. Are these things actually fine worthy? Because I just got word that John Moran is about to get fined for that little gun celebration that he's doing in the NBA. I can't remember how much, but I mean, and here's a couple pictures of just normal hand signs that he got the ice in the veins, you know, celebrations and stuff. And it's not just the NBA, but most of all these examples I have is the NBA. But you got the Brown one, ice in the veins. I've seen Joe Burrow do it in the NFL. We see guys like Steph Curry throwing up threes. You know what I'm saying? One of my all-time faves. I love the
Hey,
Melo three shots.
those are blood signs, bro. Like
Oh yeah,
Steph is big blooding right there. Look at him. Hey,
I
blood.
mean,
He's
come on,
big
bro.
blooding right there, bro. Big blooding. He's a light skinned nigga too. You know he big blooding. Niggas
Watch out.
like
But yeah, but and you got the Melo right there. I always like that Melo three
yeah,
three shots
three,
in the head.
yeah.
I like that. But but
Always look
see,
at those.
you got Ja, throwing up the little guns and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He was already had some issues with guns in the past. You know what I'm saying? But does it? I
Does
can
it
understand
warrant?
the guys having fun. You know, how like Dame has the Dame time and stuff like that. Like I understand these guys having fun and stuff, but do you feel like any of these things can really be fine worthy or like, is this something worth finding?
With Ja, it's kind of unfair because they've been showing guys doing the same thing Ja did. Even in that game. In that game, it appeared that one of the Warriors players was doing it to him first. What's his name? He's coming off the bench for the Warriors. He used to play on Sacramento. What's that guy's name?
Buddy
Healed, yes.
Healed,
Yeah, Buddy
something like
held,
that.
Buddy held, yeah, Buddy held,
Yeah.
Buddy held, yeah. But it appeared that Buddy did it to Ja first, and then Ja was doing it back, and then they caught Ja. So
Yeah.
Ja. So then they showed a picture of what looked like Dalton Connect doing it, but I think he was doing the ice in the vein thing. Remember the whole ice in the vein thing to me, didn't that come from D'Lo?
Yeah, D'Lo used to do that.
D'Lo, I think he did that first or whatever.
D'Lo
But I
used to
know
do that.
Dalton Connect does it. I know Austin Reeves does. I've seen Austin Reeves do it. I've seen most of the Lakers. I've seen LeBron started doing it. Of course, like LeBron wasn't doing it first. Stop that. That's not like his move. That's not
Yeah.
his celebration. D'Lo, I believe, was the first one I'd seen do the ice in the vein things.
Which is fire.
Maybe Steph I seen do it, but Steph used to always he do the shimmy. He would put the threes to the ground.
He do the little
You know
baby.
what I'm saying? He'd go to sleep. Yeah, he put fools to sleep.
Thought I had that.
Dame is not gonna get fined. He's just pointing to his watch, my nigga. Dame time, nigga. That's no. So no, I don't think these guys. I don't think they should get fined for this type shit, dog. Like The gun shit.
Yeah.
The United States has a problem with guns. Let's be honest. I'm a pro 2A guy, but yes, the culture, the American culture, it's not just black culture, it's white culture, it's American culture. It's not just one fucking race. The US, the United States of America, has an issue with guns and gun violence.
Black people with guns.
White people don't have guns.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so you think the United States don't? Oh, you think the United States have a problem with black people with guns, but do white people have a problem with gun violence also?
Do they?
Huh?
Do they?
Do they? Yeah, I would say so. You seeing the school shooters and all that type of shit. I mean,
Ain't
of
none on
course,
black.
of course, black on black, which that term is, a lot of people don't like that term. A lot of people don't like to hear the term. A lot of crime is intra-racial anyway.
Hmm.
White people kill white people. Black people kill black people. Mexican people kill Mexican people. Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So black on black crime is kind of a misnomer in the way it's used in some instances. But yes, there is a problem with crime and murder and assault and shootings in black neighborhoods, black people against other black people. Yes,
All facts. All facts.
it's definitely an issue with that. It's too much murder, it's too much thug shit, it's too much gangster shit, it's too much drilling, it's too much killing. You know what I'm saying? All of that, like for sure. You know what I'm saying? But that's indicative of a larger US obsession with guns. Guns are everywhere in the US culture. It always has been. The Wild Wild West was built on fucking firearms. Western movies are all about fucking shootings
Hmm.
and showdowns at the OK Corrals. And we fucking praised Wyatt Earp and fucking Doc Holliday. We was just talking about that movie.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
the
You're
whole
right.
movie the whole movie is an extended shootout.
Yeah,
And the whole issue is a blood feud. A blood feud.
yeah, man.
The Hatfields and the McCoys.
Yeah.
The
You
prohibition
right though.
the prohibition era where the mafia, the white mafia, was using Tommy guns on each other on the fucking street.
Tommy guns. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
The
I mean, when
U.S.
you
is
look,
the
you.
United States of America has always had an issue with it. Fucking Dillinger.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. John
Like
Dillinger.
the
Yeah.
like the U.S. has always had a fucking issue with guns, and the culture has always praised and promoted a lot of violent Billy the fucking Kid, and not like we praised and promoted violence and everything. Like, so whites get to praise and promote violence and outlaws and shootouts and shit like that. It's all in
Yeah.
it's all in the movies. Every 80s action flick, the motherfucking hero killed 300 niggas in the movie.
It's wild. It's definitely wild.
Schwarzenegger killed 200 motherfuckers every movie he fucking made.
Schwarzenegger, Rambo, Sylvester
Rambo,
Stallone.
Stallone,
Yeah,
all the
yeah. All them
uh
guys, man.
Chuck Norris,
Even when you shoot, even Expendables.
Expendables. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they shoot guys up like it's nothing. I mean, so this has been a
Yeah.
thing. Guns have been ingrained in the United States culture. I mean, it starts with the Second Amendment and the fact that regular citizens can have guns. So it starts with that. You know what I'm saying? I support the Second Amendment. Like, once again, I support the Second Amendment and everything like that. But taking it back to the NBA, right? Since we know that's why the issue is with specifically the gun gestures, right?
Mm.
So, and yes, white people the stadium is mostly filled with whites that pay to see the game, right? And the viewership is largely white as well, and the optics of a black man on the court doing gun symbols to either another black man or a white man or a coach or anything like that on the court is gonna be more of an issue, right? Yes.
Heck yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah, it is.
so the gun thing, that's why they stopped the bow and arrow thing. They stopped that. Remember
Yeah, I
when
remember that crap. Yeah.
they stopped the bow and arrow celebration in football because dudes in football, they get a sack or a touchdown, they would do the bow and arrow, and they stopped that. So they stopped the bow. Anything that kind of looks like shooting something, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they that's gonna have a negative kind of. Is it soft? Is it kind of soft? Yeah, it's kind
Heck
of,
yeah, it
yeah,
is,
it's
man.
soft. It's soft. Yeah, it's soft.
It just to me just the finding of I mean, unless somebody is just like blatantly like pulling a Stone Cold Steve Austin and just giving everybody the finger. I think yeah, if they not doing that, man, I think a person has a right to celebrate, hand wise, gesture wise. I don't think it's really all that
Remember,
much fine worthy.
Fools would sack the quarterback and then do the six shooters and shit and and then hoster them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I mean, but it's just a way of just being crunk about you helping the team win. You know what I'm saying? You made a play and stuff like that, man. So I don't know, man. I don't think that it's really that fine worthy. But then you look at the history with Ja and him getting caught with the gun and all that other stuff that he had went through. So I'm not saying that it makes sense, but it's an understandable thing for the NBA wanting to fine him or they want to feel some type of disciplinary
I mean,
action.
how do you get caught with a gun? Like, did he actually do anything illegal?
I don't think he did it in the league, but the fact that he was kind of like flashing it on, social media and stuff like that, and they had pictures of him and stuff like, I figured that you're supposed to
And you
act a
playing
certain kind of way when you're playing,
and you
you
playing
know.
rap music. You playing rap music in the background. That's an issue. So no, I mean, yes, you representing an organization. You're supposed to be more. You're the face of organization. They trying to make you the face of the league, and you got to be clean cut to a certain extent, right? Like they want a more cleaner image. They don't want players looking like thugs on the court, or being perceived to incite or condone or encourage violent activity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm, I guess, man. I guess. Let it be what it is, brother. Let it be what it is. So,
What was your thing? So what are you're saying that they shouldn't find the gun gestures, or just the gun gestures, just stop the gun gestures and let all the other gestures go.
I don't think that it deems. I don't think it deems a fine, bro. I just don't think that it deems a fine.
So
You
how do
know.
you stop? So how do you stop him from doing? Just say he can't do it. What if he does it? What if he does it again?
I mean, that's the league telling him that he can't do that. I don't think
Okay,
anybody else really cares. But how you tell the person to do it? I mean, you hit them where it hurts, which is going to be the money. Or if you suspend it from the game, that's going to hurt them because why? That's money. So you do
that's
what
what
you
I'm saying.
do to.
So he should be allowed to do it. He should be allowed to do it. You saying there shouldn't be no fine. It shouldn't be against the rules to do the
I,
gun gesture.
I don't feel like it's that big of an issue. I
Okay,
personally don't feel like it's that big of an issue. But
gotcha.
again, the complexion for the protection feels a different way. They run it. It's their rules. It's their money that they pretty much giving it to you. They writing your checks.
I mean, you don't think it's a look for? I mean, it's not an issue for us, right? We're not impressionable. But what about these kids watching the games? You don't think? You don't think?
I mean, everything has a consequence, bro. Everything has a consequence. So I mean,
The boy, I never had an issue with the bow and arrow thing, but the guns, like pulling out the Tommy gun and going after you hit a three, like nah, bruh. Like no machine guns, no pistols, no 6 shooters, no holsters, nah.
All right.
Nah, so me. That's just me personally. I think we got kids watching the game. Kids are impressionable. And that's funny. Like I don't have a problem with them same kids going home and shooting, getting 100-0 kill KD ratio on Call of Duty. Like they gonna leave the stadium, go home, get on Call of Duty, play zombies, and kill 3,000 zombies in 45 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Man. I mean, I put it like this: if it's gonna be like that, man, it needs to be a league wide statement made like at the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let's try to keep these type of gestures out of it because we have these people that are watching, little kids that are
Well,
we're
no, I
trying to,
think that's
you
been
know.
a thing. That's been a thing for a few years, hasn't it? Like they've been taking the gun thing, like the ice in the vein things. Like they trying to say that look like a gun because of the way they doing it, but it's not a gun. It's just they just pointing at their veins, but then they kind of are doing the two finger things at the end, so it kind of look like they shooting too. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
I'll leave it be what it is. I'll leave it be what it is. MCXP Radio, we holding it down here. Chilling like we always do. Bro, look, I don't have no winners
Any
and losers.
no winners and losers. Well, I guess we gotta wait and see who wins and loses the final four.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I wasn't gonna do SA, Stephen A. I was gonna do Drake. No, no, I'm just tired of them guys, man. Just all the way tired, man. You know what I'm saying? But either way, though, I did have to give a podcast because it has been about a good little over a month, and I've just been hellified busy. But it's been good. It's always good to get back and just speak our mind on some issues and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Um, before I end this, man, you got anything you want to say, big dog?
Oh man, we got out where we need to get out right now. Currently, yeah, nothing else really.
Uh,
It's
I'm
some it's some stuff going on in our league.
I'm done, bro.
Something going on in the league.
I'm just I'm done, bro. I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if
I'm done, bro. I'm just like I just
I was low
for
key
real.
kind of I was low key kind of thinking I might be done with both.
Bro, I'm really getting to that point.
I'm kind of getting there too. I kind of hate to because I've built these teams. I kind of like the team. I like the team that I have, but
I mean, the fantasy stuff seems cool, but like I don't know, man. It's taking the fun of the game out for me.
I don't know if I got time for these two teams.
In that time, in that too. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I like getting bugged every day about when I'm gonna play this game.
Right. That's
I
starting to
don't.
bug me.
I don't.
That's low key starting to bug. That's low key starting to bug
For
me.
real. Like I don't know if I like somebody like hopping into my channel and my chat. Hey, when are you gonna play? Hey, when are you gonna
Shut the
play?
fuck up. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Like,
Stop worried about it.
like, dude. Like, and I constantly tell these guys, like, I've got kids, I've got a wife.
Dude's just thirsty.
I'm putting my kids down
They be thirsty in there, bro.
to go to
And now,
sleep.
and now, see, we putting a little too much on air, so I ain't even gonna go into it. I ain't even gonna go into it. Let's do this off air, bro. Let's do this off air. Let's do this off air. I got more to say, but unfortunately for the viewing audience, y'all won't be able to hear this. We're gonna do this off air. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. This has been great, man. Good show, man. Good show. Good show.
On that note, man, it's his radio. We out, man. I'm about to let y'all take it easy, bro.
Yeah.
Peace.
Cruising in a Rari with the hair and nails and toes done. Always keep it stylish. Never gonna give me.